Hi guys, welcome to Ellipsis. I'm MJ.
And I'm Champion.
And we're reacting to Monster episode 6. So previously on Monster.
Previously, we got to follow, I believe her name was Nina, and her exploits at university. She seems to be studying law. We are 98% convinced, 99% convinced that she is Johan's twin sister. But her character right now is going under Nina, right?
Mm-hmm.
She seems to be living with two caring parents, foster parents, but they're clearly aware that she's not their biological daughter and they're keeping secrets from her. But it kind of implied that they genuinely care for her. They're not like just plants. Yeah, she's been getting love letters from a mysterious person, which led me down the rabbit hole thinking maybe Johan's not her brother and it was like otherwise incestuous. But no, it seems like there's just more that we need to see to figure out what's going on exactly. But she glimpsed Johan and passed out at the university when she was set up for a blind date with her secret admirer. At the same time, Tenma he's conducting his own investigation, and we briefly discussed the ramifications of that, like more so the purpose of it, like what does he need besides answers? Like, is it for moral vindication? Is it to actually physically stop Johan? Is it to just understand somebody whose life he saved? We're not sure, but I'm really interested. But yeah, we're just, as always, wanting more, and we're gonna continue in this story right now.
Yeah.
The voice actress sounds like his ex-fiance.
The blonde one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's not. Tenma, you think? Okay, so they're working at a paper. Yeah, Tenma, I knew it. Gross. He's obsessed.
ってことはドクター、あんたの言いたいことはこういうことか。ドイツ各地で起きてる中年夫婦殺人事件の次のターゲットがここハイデルベルクにいる。殺人犯が連れ去りにやってくる。その時養父母は必ず殺される。だがその養父母も娘もどこの誰かもわからない。
I mean, it's impressive enough that he pieced that together. So it leads me to wonder if all the middle-aged couples throughout Germany that were killed previously without children, was it so that when Johan killed this couple, it wouldn't look out of place?
Who's his next target?
He's suspecting that Nina's parents.
Oh.
Oh, so they were raised by the current foster parents. Like Johan was there briefly. They weren't separated. I mean, it doesn't hurt.
Shit.
Well, good luck, man.
More work for him.
He went through medical school, so he knows how to do research, right? He can just plow through it. That is a bitch thing. Yeah, I mean, at least the guy's helping him, right?
Oh, great.
I do like how he said, write a book. I don't think it'll sell. This is one of those it's stranger than fiction stories, like what's actually going on. Intro. The missing.
No, it's not him.
He's probably thinking the same thing. Okay, so he's not. I mean, we assume as much. You guys have the same hair and eyes.
いいよニナ、無理しなくて。
絶対焼く。 そうあの悪夢を見た時の感じと同じようなけどもう一度その人に会えばその答えがはっきりするような
I don't know about that.
I mean, yeah, it might exacerbate the problem, but
大丈夫。スポーツでもして
you know, I had a brief thought that maybe her therapist was in league or association with Johan, like to keep a tab on his sister. But he seems to be like dismissive of it and just wanting her to focus on healthy things.
Yeah,
資料室をあの男に使わせたのは
that would
バ
be
ウラーさん
pretty
ですか
evil though.
あの男
Like he's listening to
Such a
all of
betrayal of
their
trust, yeah.
therapy sessions.
Yeah, I suppose he doesn't have that far-reaching, you know, influence. I like that Tenma is still there and causing a ruckus.
おいこらいい加減に
Shit.
あ
Well, he probably hasn't eaten or slept
Or slept, yeah. Like, he's so hyper-focused, it's not healthy at all. It smells terrible, I'm sure. Breakfast.
ほら食いな
Yep, he needs some food.
He and I have that in common.
うちには帰らないんですか
Breakfast.
ご家族はい
ねえよ女房が出て行っちまったからよ 仕事で追いまくられて気がついてみりゃ女房は娘連れて実家に帰っちまった
Wow.
追んでてったのは向こうだなんで俺が迎えに行くんだよ
Sometimes you gotta.
ええ仕事にかまけてたことを
Yeah.
悔やんでいるみたいだからすみません余計なこと
そうだよ余計なことだ
あの
Such a surly character.
タバコ吸いすぎですよ医者として忠告します
Business.
ミナの誕生日プレゼント
やっと編み
Oh, she
上がった
made
の
the sweater? That's so cute.
Aww.
私たちの娘じゃないってことを
そうだなそんなこと言う必要ないなミナは私たちの娘
Yeah, so I guess on one hand it's like she's entitled to the truth. On the other
Yeah.
hand, would it just uproot their family dynamic needlessly?
But if she finds out later, then
Of course, it's going to shatter her trust in them, but she
Yeah.
might also be practical and understand why they didn't tell her. Like, hey, you have a really traumatic past, and we've established a safe, warm home for you. We don't want to disrupt that by telling you we're sorry we lied.
Yeah. Well, they could do that right now.
I suppose. I feel like there's not an easy answer. I mean, the right answer most people would say is to tell them the
明
truth.
日誕生日の夜7時ハイデルベルク城で会おう明日ハイデルベルク城で
Between this and Attack on Titan, I really like how Japanese voice actors pronounce German words. I've noticed.
もう諦めた方がいいんじゃないのか
Like what?
Like Jäger or Sasha Braun. Like, you know, just German names.
なあドクターもしもだぜ俺がその女房迎えに行ったら女房帰って
I mean, how would he know, man? She might have moved on by now.
タバコやめたらね
If you quit smoking, 2 in 1.
Like he's like, it's just a thought.
あったレッカー通り16番地フォルトナーという人が捜索願いを出している
They found the
この
girl
記
that
事の
matched.
男の子がその兄ならほらここに生年月日が書いてあるで今日がその双子の20歳の誕生日だ
Good job, guys.
Nice.
So you think the parents are going to be saved by Tenma, or
No. I mean, I hope they don't die, but
今からちょっと友達に会って帰るからハイデルベルク城で
ニナも年頃だもの
yeah, she's in
これで
college.
わかるかもしれない私の記憶が
you're just gonna go by yourself.
Yeah, college. Do everything independently. You don't. I don't think anyone ever has that fear in the back of their head. It's like, oh, something could happen.
I guess it is a public place, right?
Yeah. Like it feels like an enclosed place, or like a random address. Maybe not, but it seems to be like a landmark that everyone knows.
ケルンの現場に取材に行ってるんだよあの現場は特別だった
Okay, so he's aware of the previous murders recently.
ただ単に人の命を絶っただけって感じだ
Right, with no ulterior intent.
そんな若造が何の感情もなしに殺しができると
He's a good
思うか
investigator. He's bringing up a great
いや
point.
小僧がしでかしたもんじゃね
Yeah, he does smoke a lot.
He's a chain smoker.
え。どうしても言えって言うんなら陳腐な表現になるが、ありゃ悪魔の仕業だ。
Hmm.
もし目の前にあの犯人が現れたら、俺は迷わずにぶち殺す。
Why do I feel like that's going to happen?
What?
That Johan's going to appear in front of him.
He's gonna try and kill him, but
No, and he's not
Johan-
either not going to even recognize Johan for what he is, or he's not going to be able to do anything. I hope nothing happens to this guy. I've grown attached already.
失礼します。私、ハイデルベルクポストのマウラーと申します。
新聞記者さんが何か。
ちょっとお伺いしたいんですが、この1986年の男のお子さんの捜索願いの件で。
That's a
Shit.
yeah.
参ったな。ケーキだよ。中で誕生日パーティーのケーキを用意してやがった。
Nice. I like him. He's so observant.
He's a good investigator.
ほっといてください。
Just say their lives are in danger. Just cut to it.
Are they scared they're gonna take her
すぐに
away?
警察に知らせなくちゃいけない。
Or just upset the daughter. Uproot things that they've kept secret. Yeah, see, there you go. Just always tell them right away, hey, there's danger involved.
Shit, she's out.
We'll keep someone at the house because
Yeah,
who knows if the parents are safe.
I don't think they are.
車を貸してください。
待て。警察に連絡して。
Yeah, Maru, you stay
警
there.
察に長々と説明している時間なんかありません。早くキーを。
Nice.
What a nice guy, letting him. And he's gonna stay there. Cool. Good job. Smart people doing smart things. I mean, yeah, not necessarily smart, like Tenma going by himself.
ちゃんとして帰ってく
You
るん
know,
だ。
kind of smart.
そしたら、タバコをやめてやるよ。
Well, I hope you stay alive too.
Alright.
電話借りますよ。
Yeah, lock your doors.
娘に何があったんですか。
But he's not an actual investigator though, right? So he doesn't have
He's
a
a
gun or
journalist.
anything on him.
Yeah.
Shit.
The phone lines are dead?
Oh
No.
my god.
No fucking way.
No.
Already?
No, how would
They had a
you
call from her, like, what, a couple of
know?
hours ago when she was at school?
Yeah.
So someone,
So you hired someone maybe to
All
cut
right.
off their...
I would say, hey, you guys have a car, right? We're all three of us are going to get in your car and
Yeah,
drive
let's
to the
go
police station.
somewhere. I wouldn't
'Cause
stay there.
That's random as fuck.
とっくに過ぎてる。
They wanted her out of the house.
Shit.
帰ろう。
He's probably going to have someone pick her up because he's doing
Dame
the murders. Yeah,
Oh, fuck.
because that's not Johan.
Who the
ここで
hell?
待ってなきゃダメだよ。
No. Run, Tenma, run.
Yeah, but he's not going to be able to go back in time.
頼まれたんだ。あんたがここで待っているようにね。
His face.
Is he sleep deprived?
待てって言ってるんだ。わかんないのか？
Fuck.
Yeah, what the fuck?
そう言われたんだ。
アンナ。
Oh, shit. Tenma?
アンナ。いや、ニナ・フォルトナーだね。
Wouldn't turn your back on the other dude.
ドクターテンマ。
Yeah, she's not going to remember any of that.
うちに戻るんだ。
邪魔すんな。邪魔す
Oh my
んな
god, this
よ。
guy's creepy as
こい
fuck.
つはここで待ってなくちゃいけないんだ。
Don't even fight him, just run.
He'll probably die, right?
Or, yeah, or maybe
Oh.
someone he loves is being held. She knows martial arts. Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
nice.
Okay. Good establishment of that show. It's another reason maybe she went by herself. She feels confident enough to.
驚いたな。
とにかく
I'm amazed.
あるもの。
そいつはいつここに来ると言ったんだ。
知らねえよ。ただ大切な仕事してからここに来るって言ってただ
Oh
けだよ。
no.
Oh, no.
I knew it. I knew it. Like, they were investing so much in Maura. Maura?
Yeah. Oh.
どういうこと？
理由なんか後だ。早く行くん
Yeah,
だ。
explain on the way. Frustration.
Oh, that guy's gonna die eventually.
Yeah, because he failed.
No, what?
Already?
Yeah, what? Fuck.
So is he already done?
I feel like, yeah, he already killed them.
確かに私の病院に担ぎ込まれた時、君はアンナ、そして君の兄さんはヨハンという名前だった。
Or imagine like finding out you have a twin brother.
No. Not the parents.
No, fuck. That episode flew by so fast.
Like all of them do.
Like all of them do. Like this song doesn't just pertain to Tenma, but like in this case, like the parents and the newspaper journalist.
Anybody that tries to help.
Yeah, you can only do so much because there's a monster and it's just eating everybody.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. That was episode 6 of Monster. What did you think?
That was an intense episode. I think all of the episodes are intense.
Oh, yeah.
We always like find out something and then have all these other questions that come in. But yeah, it really is like you can only do so much. Everyone tries to help and then
Feels kind of like futile, or it falls short at the end because Johan still gets more or less what. I mean, Tenma interfered with his plan of grabbing Anna/Nina, but yeah, like an unstoppable force. You know, it just moves through, and it's crazy because he's only 20. What a monster, indeed. I think a strength of the show, every episode, but especially this episode, is, you know, we always talk about, right, at the end discussion, how a whole lot happened, but also not a whole lot happened. In this sense, I think I'm slowly starting to really pinpoint what I like about that whole paradoxical nature of the show. It's that a lot happens in terms of character. As crazy as that is, and it's not like beating you over the head like this is the character. Like it's like really nuanced, it's really subtle. Things like Tenma being stinky, right, and famished and passing out because he's so hyper focused. Notice no one in the show is like, hey, you're a really hyper focused guy, you know. That's like, no, it's just you either pick up on it or you don't. Him still being a doctor and saying, hey, you should stop smoking. Right? But also as just a nice person saying, you should go back to your wife. I can tell that you regret in your voice how much you put time into your work. And Mauder's response of, you know, like, mind your own business, and he continues to smoke, but then there's like that pause.
Later on.
And then again, he's like, hey, just hypothetically, I think if I went back, she'd take, like, just these little moments really endeared us to this character that we met for the first time 20 minutes ago, and now we're terrified that something bad's happened to him and he's never gonna stop smoking because he's gonna die. Nina's parents seem just genuinely wholesome, making sweaters and cakes, obviously very afraid of losing someone they love due to the truth. And, you know, we discussed, you think that the right thing to do is obviously to tell her.
I think she's old enough to know and make her own decisions about what she's gonna do, how she's going to react. And she seems really mature for her age too. So like, I don't think she would be mad at them. I think she would be more understanding.
Right. She might be a little hurt and super confused, but she seems like astonishingly well-adjusted person given her circumstances. So I think that's why they felt confident at first to tell her, but then they mentioned near the end, like, okay, maybe we don't have to tell her. So I mean,
because
that's just a parental
scared,
there's never a guarantee that she's not going to hate them and blame them. But also it might just be that whatever Johan was like for that brief 6 months living with them, maybe they're just terrified of the boy, her chasing after him. Maybe it's a defensive thing, like, oh, she won't hate us, but rather if we tell her about her brother and her past, she's gonna hunt for answers and it's not gonna lead anywhere good.
Because she doesn't have anybody else, so it makes sense that she would run to her brother,
right? Just to know what happened. I mean, if you found out you had a hidden sibling, you want to know, you'd want to reach out. MJ has 9 siblings, by the way, for all you fans of the show.
So I can run to any of them.
I'm one of 6, so we're not too far behind. Right? Yeah. Big families, both of us. Opposite of that, Tenma has nobody right now. It's something that you kind of just get this sense of he's married to his job and he loves saving people, but but he's come across something so alien and foreign to him in his former patient Johan that he's like given up his job, it seems, for I don't know, days, weeks, and he's tracking down these leads, going from person to person, town to town, interviewing, doing research. How does someone who's just in love with saving people get on this? And then I guess the answer is that he is saving somebody, saving Nina.
Yeah, and that's what drives him, is saving people. So like whether it's investigating or whether it's,
you know, surgery, it's he wants to preserve life. But then I guess if we stepped back, we would ask, how many people is he not able to save by not being at the hospital? I think that if someone was able to say, hey, there were several patients that only your genius could have saved at the hospital, and like told him that, I think it would give him pause. But I don't know, we still gotta explore his character a bit more.
And I guess there's no right answer, him being at the hospital and saving these people or him saving Nina. You know, it's like he values life, like every life for everybody, is equal. So,
and I think he's justified in his mind. He's like, I'm the only one who's seen Johan. I'm the only one situated and suited to save Nina, whereas there are other doctors and, you know, physicians and surgeons who can do his job, or at least do their best to do his job, whereas he's literally the only person like, I'm on to you, Johan, you let me see your face, I know your identity. Big picture, I think that he's choosing quality of life to save it in a way only he can, right? This episode went by so fast, guys. It really caught me off guard. I just don't notice if there's like a halfway point. So
you think that the end is half,
literally when it cut to Johan's footsteps, right, and the guy's eyes getting big, I was like, oh, we're getting to the halfway point probably. And I thought the back half would be finding the parents and it's too late, or maybe Maura managed to get them away somewhere. That would be a nice, pleasant twist. I would welcome that. Subvert my expectations in a good way, please.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
So yeah, exactly. Like that probably won't happen, because this show, despite the twists it throws, like where I have a prediction and it's way off, or you have a prediction and it's way off, what it excels in, one of the many things, is characters being true to themselves. We think the show is going to go one way, and it does this, you know, shift or, you know, about face, unlike with other subverting of expectations movies and shows, where to subvert the audience expectations, they have to take the character and make them an idiot or do something completely out of character. Instead, it's the characters doing things in character, but with new information thrown in or new context given. And you're like, oh yeah, that does make sense. It's not a stupid thing, but it's still caught me off guard. 6 episodes in, I kind of have faith that we're going to enjoy it.
Yeah, we're excited.
We're excited, and it hasn't let us down yet.
Yeah,
so
I know. Usually.
I mean, I'll probably get a lot of flack for this because it's such an unpopular show these days. But it reminds me of my feeling when I first watched the first season of Lost, where like the first half of that first season, every episode, I was like, what? Like, I was just like, there hasn't been a bad episode yet. I'm just invested. Granted, it came out in 2004. I was a lot younger, but it's capturing that same spirit within me where I'm like, I'm loving this. How can this ever be bad?
Obsessed with Lost. So he's going to be obsessed with this.
It's really, really good. We were saying the only thing that I don't particularly like about the show, and don't hate me, is the intro. I'm not a fan of most anime intros. You know, in terms of spoilers, there were some in this intro, of course. Though without context, it wasn't too bad. I just wasn't a huge fan of like the monastery monk kind of choral voice mixing with like the 80s, 90s rock. And then it sets up the tone and the color palette even, and the tension of the show really well, like the grays and the browns and like the mystery, and like you kind of have this underlying sense of like something's looming over you. So it's not a bad opening to represent the show. I'm not a fan of it. So that's like the only negative thing I've had to say. 6 episodes into this show, I haven't hated anything. So
I like it.
She likes it. Of course she does. She also is still on the It's Supernatural bandwagon. So yeah, we'll see which one of us is right. I think the show has pretty much proven me right so far. So not to be smug.
We'll see. There's 70 episodes.
That's true, yeah. But here's hoping to Maura and the parents being alive next episode.
Please be alive.
And if they're not, I have a feeling Nina's gonna just jet. Like, because it would be great if she stuck around by Tenma And like he brought her back to Lunge. We'd get to
Oh,
see
yeah,
Lunge again,
Lunge.
bring them
I
into the
miss
fold and like
Lunge.
try to figure out what Johan's up to, protect Nina. But I have a feeling if her parents are dead and this guy just showed up, she's just gonna dip out. And then Tenma's left at square one. And worst case scenario, Lunge is like another murder that you were involved in.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, I hope that's not what happens.
I
but
think Lunge is going to be even more suspicious of Dr. Tenma because
yeah, I guarantee when we see him, he'll have either found some stuff out and been like, oh, maybe it's not Tenma, or you know,
or just hammer
he'll
down.
hammer down. It's
Tenma.
definitely Tenma. He's involved. Yeah.
Every time he comes up, it's
Yeah.
like these people died.
Yeah, he's a.
Or Tenma.
I will say he's a character I actually want to see more of
Hmm.
because he's a really good foil character. Like he's really smart. He has like his unique quirk thing where he like plants all the information in his library, and I think that it's nice to have a character not Johan for Tenma to sort of maneuver around. One of our commenters mentioned it's a cat and mouse game between Lunge chasing Tenma chasing Johan, and I'm like, that's so cool.
That makes sense.
We'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's all for now, guys.
So as usual, leave a like if you enjoyed our reaction. Leave your comments. We love reading and discussing with you what you think about the episode, what you think about Monster in general. If we've gotten anything wrong, we love when you correct us
patiently, constructively, kindly. We are very sensitive people. No. But we've I don't want to say outpouring. I mean, it's a very small community, but in the sense of how many people have commented and shared their love of the show or their appreciation of us reacting to it, which is no problem, guys. Like we love the show too, of course. And just having little bits of information that are, you know, introduced to us and very helpful, from pronunciation to like years that it takes place, like hammering down things that we suspect but aren't sure of, or just saying what you like about the show. It has that nice little bit of a conversation we like. So thank you so much. The comments have honestly been a huge motivating factor in us continuing to react during this tumultuous time in our lives. So you know, if you want to keep that up, please do. We love it. We appreciate it. And we hope that wherever you guys are in life, you know, that you're being treated well, you're surrounded by people you love, and hopefully doing what you love. Till next time.
Goodbye.